Alright, new patch, new character, so you know what that means. It's time to see where they've landed on the tier list. We're here again at PrideWin.gg, taking a look at the patch 2.1 tier list, and this is a big one, okay? We're definitely going to be taking a look at, build, the weapon situation, the team synergy, etc, etc, but I wanted to let you guys know this is a big character coming out in the game. Yuzuha is huge. This is a big pickup that you could be getting for your account. Very impactful. It will make you so versatile and so strong in this game, just like Astra Yao was able to do, only maybe not quite as well. I think Astra Yao is still going to be the best character in the game. You can put her literally anywhere, and it's great. I know what some of you were thinking. What about these two crazy DPSs you can build your entire account around? Well, who are you going to be pairing with them on a lot of those teams? Astra Yao, and on Yuzuha's case, a lot of her, she has a lot of use case with Miyabi. They have a lot of synergy with the anomaly situation over here. For example, Yuzuha's passive ability over here, if you take a look at the last ability that you get, thankfully this last sentence here pretty much does a lot of the hard work for you, the math for you. Yuzuha's anomaly mastery is at 200. When you get that, you get the full buff effect. You don't have to worry about any of this extra math here, okay? And you basically get 3 different buffs, right? 2 of them are anomaly buffs. One of them is a disorder buff. 2 parts anomaly, 1 part disorder. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that she has a ton of anomaly synergy, and she's very strong with anomaly teams. So she's going to be paired with Vivian a lot, and she's going to be on a lot of Miyabi teams as well. Vivian and Yuzuha, they also the play style works really nicely with each other. You're going to even see Yuzuha and Vivian in the character trial for Yuzuha. Very smart idea for them to do that, to show you the synergy that's there. Unfortunate that Vivian's banner already ended, and you're pretty much going to have to wait around for a rerun if you wanted to pick her up for these Yuzuha teams, but you don't need her. Obviously, you have the Yanagis and you have other characters you could use. Instead, I just wanted to point out that she's more niche than Astra Yao, but the impact that she makes on your account is just as impactful in my opinion, because you're going to have so much versatility, so many different team compositions you can make now. We just got a huge power up on her accounts. She also gives you this 1200 attack, 1200 attack team wide, and a damage bonus of 15% as well, lasting for 40 seconds. That's huge. Just so that you guys are aware, in order to get this, you need 3000 attack. I don't know what's wrong on PrideWin's site, but if you notice right here, it's not actually changing the value when you level up the ability here. In game, it will show you the correct amount. It's supposed to be 3000, so get her to 3000 attack. Super duper important. Try to get her to 200 anomaly if you can as well. That's pretty much 2 of the most important things you could do when building her. And we'll take a look at building the character as well as weapons and such in just a second here. I just wanted to reiterate how strong of a pickup this character is for your account. Astra, huge. Yuzuha, huge. Miyabi rerun right now happening, huge. Yishuan just ended, so unfortunately you guys can't pick that up. But those are the biggest pickups you could probably get for your account. They're long-term, very, very powerful characters that will be strong for a significant amount of time. You even see characters like Caesar King getting dropped down just now, actually, when this new patch dropped to tier 1. And, I mean, dude, she came out in 1.2 to be fair, so that's that's nearly a year, because we just hit 2.1. So nearly a year that she was up here in what's considered to be the apex characters. And now she's dropped down to still being a meta character, just not as strong as some of these other options that you have. Even characters like Nicole or Shukaku, who are 4-star, easy to come by characters, even if you have to take them to Mindscape 6, because they've been around since 1.0. Everybody's got Mindscape 27 or something of these characters by now. Now let's talk about this weapon situation, which is actually, thank our lucky stars for once, actually a good weapon situation. Let's get into what I mean here. A lot of these characters have been coming out in this game, as well as a lot of the other big gachas recently, where these weapons are such big power spikes for the character that it feels like FOMO if you don't get them. Not in this case, because Kaboom the Cannon, which is I'll let you know I'm using this. That's how confident I am in this. I'm not even looking at this cute looking little apple thing right here. It is cute, I'll give it that. But Kaboom the Cannon is so strong. Look how much base attack you get. And remember, we need a lot of attack with her. You get a bunch of energy off of this as well. This is a 4-star weapon. Let's go look at this other 4-star weapon option. Doesn't even have as much attack, right? It does have energy, which is nice. But this buff over here as well with Kaboom, it's nice because these stacks act independently of each other. and so they can like fall off at different times, or they don't all fall off at the same time, kind of giving you like more opportunities. It does cap at 4 stacks, but this is a very strong weapon just with the base stats without even taking a look at the other effect that it has. Kaboom the Cannon, which is a Lucy's signature weapon, highly suggest to use this. Definitely the one that I think most people should be taking a look at, because I just don't think it's necessary to pick this up. Sure, this is her best option. It just isn't necessary. But let's go into it anyways. When the equipper's EX special attack or ultimate deals physical damage, their anomaly mastery increases by 30 up to 48 for 40 seconds. When the equipper's aftershock hits an enemy, all squad members' anomaly proficiency is increased by 60 up to 98 for 40 seconds. Only one instance of this effect can exist in the same squad. So yes, this is a very powerful cone. Or not cone. It's not Honkai Star Rail, my bad. But you don't need it, right? The Kaboom the Cannon is perfectly fine. This is totally good, run it. Or if you got Weeping Cradle, and this is definitely a very strong option as well, I would honestly go with Kaboom the Cannon over it, but it's not necessarily by some super huge amount that if you didn't have an S5 of this, that you needed to invest in it if you already had a Weeping Cradle. Those two are easy to acquire in some way, shape, or form. You do have these other options like Astra's, but just stick to the Weeping Cradle or the Kaboom the Cannon. In my opinion, you don't even need this signature. So, about the drive disc situation, I've actually come to like Swing Jazz over this Astral Voice here, because this Astral Voice, as you can see, they even point out here, be mindful of ensuring the uptime on the buff. And I like that Swing Jazz is more static, you have more wiggle room, you don't have to think about it, you don't have to worry about it, and it's really, really good. I'm running the 4-piece of Swing Jazz and the 2-piece of, I'll let you know what the other one is in just a second here, but with Astral Voice, they're going to probably suggest you running the 4-piece, but if you run the 4-piece, you do have to be mindful of keeping the buff up, because it is a really, really good set. The buff is really, really, really strong. However, if you have this buff falling off in gameplay and without realizing it, you might not know that you're making this set by accident not as impactful as it could be, which is why I like Swing Jazz. I never have to worry about that. I never have to think about that. Gives you energy regen, and this second 4-piece buff here is synergetic with her kit. I really, really like this set on her. All right, so the other piece I wanted to point out was Phython's Melody. She does want a lot of anomaly mastery, and you get that off of this right here. Let's go ahead and see. With the Freedom Blues is also something you could use if you wanted more anomaly proficiency, for example. Depending on your substats, you might want to use Freedom Blues instead, because you may need more proficiency versus mastery, something like that. Okay, so this part's actually important, but also super easy, because we already kind of went over it, right? You need 3,000 attack to be able to get all of that team-wide buff. You basically need that much, which means you're going to need to prioritize attack a lot on these discs for disc 5 and disc 4. If you're able to only use one of these as an attack piece and able to get 3,000, then you don't need to run an attack piece on, let's say, disc 5, for example. You can run pen ratio, or on disc 4 you could run anomaly proficiency, something like that. This is like something you're going to be striving for long term. I think most people day one are going to want to run both of these as attack pieces. That's what I had to do, for example, on my day one build, until I maybe get more attack and substats and I can switch to a pen ratio or maybe an anomaly proficiency. And this disc over here, disc 6, there's nothing you're going to really be able to do about this. You're going to have to run Anomaly Mastery, which makes it easy, obviously. I highly doubt you're going to get enough Anomaly Mastery to be able to run an attack piece here. If you somehow do, post it on Twitter or something, because you have a crazy build. Okie dokie, now let's go over this team situation here. Now, obviously, there's going to be other characters you could run like with them that you don't see here necessarily, so don't think that this is like going to lock you down or anything like that. There's obviously going to be some other ones here that may not even necessarily be mentioned in these other teams down here below. But let's go over this. Miyabi team, right? Which is funny, because you could probably fill the entire rest of this page with a bunch of different variations of Miyabi teams, because it's definitely going to be the best DPS for Yuzuha, because Miyabi just cracked like that, and she doesn't have that kind of synergy with somebody like Yishuan, for example. So obviously on the Miyabi team, you have to run with Miyabi. Then you have yourself here the Vivian, who is so synergetic playstyle-wise and kit-wise with Yuzuha. It's cracked. It's actually really, really fun play here in the trial, because you can actually play with Vivian and Yuzuha together in the trial for Yuzuha. Definitely go give it a shot. The play styles work very well with each other. You'll notice immediately how synergetic they are. Yanagi obviously is a very good runner-up. I'd say it's probably the second best option here for this team. And then you have here the Lycan, which a lot of people probably have some high mindscapes of this guy now, so maybe a pretty good option for you if you happen to have that route, if you don't have any of these other two, for example. Now, you can obviously run Bernice or Sukaku in this secondary slot, as well as other like options beyond these, but they're not as strong. Just keep that in mind, per se. Now, in the physical disorder slot here, you're obviously going to be taking a look at Jane Doe and Piper as your DPSs. Now, obviously, you're going to see the Vivian again. This is going to be a common trend. Like, despite a lot of people immediately looking at Miyabi when they see Yuzuha, it's actually kind of funny that Vivian might be the closest synergetic glue you see to Yuzuha in a lot of teams. Kind of goofy. But Bernice is also going to be a strong option for this team as well. You know, Bernice working really well with Jane, for example. But the anomaly doesn't stop there, because we have Yanagi, of course, who's, dude, such a good anomaly character, bro. Crazy. So basically, if you're worried about competition, who should I be running, Vivian or Yanagi with my Yuzuha? Why don't you just run them both? Because Yanagi can be run as a DPS. Some people kind of forget that. And then the Soldier 11 team here coming out of nowhere. Even though Soldier 11 is not an anomaly agent, she still wants to capitalize on attribute anomalies in order to benefit from her best in-slot drive disc set, Infernal Metal. For this reason, Yuzuha may even prove superior to Astra Yao on this team. So yeah, Astra Yao is still going to be Queen Supreme, right, on a lot of these teams. But every once in a while, you're going to see Yuzuha like come out of nowhere and perform like roughly as well, maybe slightly behind, maybe even potentially better on some interesting, more niche team here with Lighter and Soldier 11. Yuzuha also decided to show the goods and came out with a summer skin that I think I'm going to be picking up. Yeah, so let me know if you like this character. Let me know if you're pulling this character, if you're excited about this character. I hope you are, and I hope everyone's able to get this character and get this character early, because trust me, this is a big pickup for your account. Despite not being as good as Astra Yao, this will still be an impactful account pickup long term, okay? Like I said, no such thing as a must pull. I'm not telling any of you to spend any money at all in this game. You can totally do this as free to play. Just wanted to point out, this character is worth the investment 100%. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.